Fox News contributor and former Hawaii Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, great to see you. First, your reaction to this move by the Secretary of State in Maine. They want Trump off the ballot.
I think it's really important, Pete, for every single American who's seeing this news alert popping up to recognize how dangerous this is. You have a Secretary of State who is a known partisan, who is known to be against Trump. She supported the impeachment of Trump, single-handedly making this decision to say the former president cannot be on the ballot, taking away our right as voters in this country to decide who we want to serve as our next president and commander-in-chief. You take away the party labels, you take away the names of Trump versus Biden, recognize how dangerous this is, where if this is allowed to stand, one person gets to take away the voices and the rights of every single American to engage in our democratic process. That is literally what is at stake here. So whether people like Trump or don't like Trump, or like Biden, don't like Biden, that's not the point here. If you're a Democrat or Republican, now is the time that we as Americans must stand up for our democratic process in this country and our right and our voices to decide our future.
Tulsi, I remember months ago when the rumors inside the political, chats and others were saying, well, they might try to remove him from the ballot in certain states. And it felt like no way they're going to pursue this. Now they've tried state after state after state. They've succeeded in some. It looks like Colorado may be walking back, but now Maine. Others are looking to try it. Is this in the DNA of the modern Democrat Party? I mean, we're seeing it through political persecution, but if they could, would they remove him from the ballot altogether?
Yes, I have no doubt about that. This is the MO of the Democrat elite. They will stop at nothing to try to maintain their power, even if it means taking away the right to vote of Americans. So they have no issue taking Trump off the ballot. They have no issue pursuing him and persecuting him through a weaponized and politicized Department of Justice. They have no qualms about doing whatever they feel is necessary to hold onto power. It's ridiculous that we are having this conversation here in the United States of America when you and I have heard and we've seen how the war hawks in Washington, they will see this happen in another country and they'll be very quick to say, we must go and intervene, we must go and topple this banana republic or this dictatorship. Many of these very same people are the people who are driving this, and it's not just Democrats. They're Republicans who are threatened by President Trump's unwillingness to buy into their establishment ways.
You mentioned that eagerness to protect foreign nations. A great example, you've talked about it a lot, is Ukraine. We're very concerned about their border, yet you just heard the numbers I reported about our own. What's the goal here? Blinken's listening to Mexico. They're doing nothing. Numbers are at record levels. What's the goal of Democrats?
It's hard to say, Pete. I feel like the Democrats and the Biden-Harris administration are trying to put their head in the sand here, saying, hey, guys, there's nothing to see here. You heard the White House press secretary saying, well, these are very normal things happening at the border. You have in that meeting with the leader of Mexico saying, well, these are just irregular migrant movements. It is a complete denial of what every American is seeing, some more than others, depending on where you are, of what's happening in our country. It poses a direct threat to our national security. They have no idea who these people are who are coming across the border. We do know that they're coming from around the world. We do know that these are not just poor women and children who are trying to escape oppressive conditions. This is a very real direct threat to our national security. The Biden-Harris administration is undermining our safety and security and also undermining leaders in this country, their ability to provide for the basic needs of Americans. We're seeing more and more cities saying, hey, sorry, guys, we got to cut the budget for things like education, things like sanitation, picking up the trash and sewage system, things like public safety, funding our police officers so they can keep your community safe, because those funds have to go towards providing for housing and shelter and food and care for those who are breaking our laws, entering our country illegally. And even places like New York are saying, no, we don't like the shelters you're giving us. You got to give us more, a nicer place to stay.
Yeah, that's certainly how they look at it. Would there be a place, I mean, is there a place at all in the modern Democrat Party for a view of enforcing the border, or is it really the way Minnesota's going, which is any illegal can get a driver's license, the way New York's going, where non-citizens can vote? Is this a electoral strategy, real quick, amongst Democrats? Are they importing voters?
I think it's a valid question to ask. I think there are many Democrats like myself across the country who are disgusted with the direction the Democratic Party has taken, but who are unlike me. I left the party. They're afraid to speak up because they see how the Democrat leaders will smear, destroy, and try to cancel anyone who doesn't go along with their narrative.
Tulsi Gabbard, you always set it straight. Thank you very much for your time.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.